I'm now pleased to introduce Randall Stephenson, who will present the Leadership and Diversity Award to Beth Mooney. For over a decade, Randall Stephenson has served as the chairman, CEO, and president of AT&T, where Beth is a board member. Under Randall's leadership, AT&T has become the global leader in the rapidly converging technology, media, and telecommunications space. At AT&T, Randall has truly reinvigorated its brand. In North America alone, AT&T covers more than 400 million people with its 4G network. And over the past 5 years, in the United States, has made more than $135 billion of investment in infrastructure and acquisitions. Randall has also led the company's signature philanthropic effort, AT&T's Aspire, which provides innovation in education to promote student success both in the school and in the workplace. Since 2008, AT&T has committed $400 million to this most worthy initiative. In 2016, Randall Stephenson was named CEO of the Year by Chief Executive Magazine. Thank you, Randall, for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Bernard. It's good to be here. I love hearing you talk about business statesmen and business stateswomen because I really believe that if CEOs aren't out talking about the virtue and nobility of business, nobody else is going to. And so I think it's important that we do that, and so I applaud the effort that you're doing here. I'm honored to introduce my dear friend, as you just heard, Beth Mooney, as the recipient of this year's Leadership and Diversity Award. She is obviously the chairman and CEO of KeyBank. She's also, as you just heard, a member of my board, so my boss is here. I want to behave. I was thinking if I had to describe Beth in a single word, it would be hard. But the word that first comes to mind if you say Beth Mooney is leader. And she leads in so many ways. She is the first and only female CEO of a top 20 bank. She's guided KeyBank through a series of record-setting performances. And KeyBank routinely outperforms its peers, both large and small. She's not only a leader within her company, as you're going to hear, she's a highly regarded leader within her industry. She chairs several banking industry groups and serves on the Federal Advisory Council, where Beth advises the Federal Reserve Board on financial and economic matters. American Banker has named Beth as the most powerful woman in banking, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And they had the good judgment last year to drop the gender qualifier and selected her as Banker of the Year. When it comes to KeyBank's social responsibility, one thing I can tell you is Beth is dead serious about these efforts and her efforts and commitment to diversity. On Beth's watch, KeyBank has committed more than $16.5 billion to help those in the community who need it most through mortgage lending, business development, small business startup support, as well as philanthropy. And within KeyBank, she's built an award-winning culture of diversity and inclusion. And year after year, her company, you'll find them on the Diversity Inc.'s top 50 list. And Points of Light named KeyBank one of the most community-minded companies in America for 8 straight years. Beth joined the board of AT&T 5 years ago, and I truly consider her one of my most trusted advisors. When times get tense, I look forward to hearing her steady, measured voice. You can depend on it. She serves on our Corporate Development and Finance Committee, and that committee has oversight of M&A for AT&T. And Beth has done a deal or two herself building KeyBank, and so her judgment for me and her contribution and counsel to me in that area is really valuable. Beth and I have a special bond because we both began our careers from very humble positions within our companies. Beth started her career as a secretary and was ultimately named CEO of KeyBank. It's a remarkable ascension. But despite all the accolades and accomplishments of Beth, the thing that impresses me most is she just remains a very humble and a very understated person. and you have to be careful with her because that will lull you into complacency. And when she speaks from a base of wisdom, and it's something that I just find incredibly valuable to me. It's a wisdom that is uncommon. Her service as CEO is never about Beth. It's about KeyBank, its clients, its employees, its shareholders, and their communities. And I will tell you, as a member of the AT&T board, she is never confused about who she works for. She works for the shareholders, period. So if you would, join me in congratulating Beth Mooney on receiving the CED's Leadership and Diversity Award.
Good evening, and thank you, Randall. I really appreciate that kind introduction, and if I had any sense, I think I would just say thank you and sit down and not ruin it from there. But particularly coming from you, when I think of the company that you run and the contributions you've made, my respect and admiration, plus my privilege of being on the AT&T board, and I see many of the AT&T associates here, it means a lot to me that you chose and were willing to do this tonight, and we're so gracious. But I'm also humbled and honored of receiving this Leadership and Diversity Award tonight. I would like to offer my sincere gratitude to the Committee for Economic Development, the Nomination Committee, and to those who put up myself and KeyBank for this award. I'm proud and privileged to share this evening and my congratulations with the other winners. Each person here who is recognized tonight will tell you that they are part of a team. Every winner is. And I want you to know that I am no exception to that rule. I represent a remarkably diverse and talented team at KeyBank, more than 19,000 strong, who walk the talk of diversity, inclusion, and a dedication to a cause greater than themselves every day and in every way. So on behalf of my team at KeyBank and our board of directors, many of whom are here tonight between my team and directors, I want to say thank you on behalf of all of us. Diversity, it's the recognition of and the appreciation for the full range of human differences, the rich tapestry of cultures, backgrounds, race, gender, experiences, and ideas. Diversity is both differences that you can see and those that you cannot see. But diversity isn't sufficient unless you intentionally create an inclusive culture, one where your teammates feel valued, respected, and engaged, one where every member of the team feels empowered to bring their best and their authentic self to work. To me, the concept of corporate responsibility means much more than doing good. I believe that corporate responsibility is about doing good business, fairly, honestly, and transparently. And on the notion of doing good, I have heard it said that the longest journey sometime is the 18 inches from the head to the heart. And for me, navigating that journey from head to heart is central to being a good leader and being a responsible corporate citizen. And it is the foundation of a company's obligation to its customers, to its employees, to its communities, and yes, to its shareholders. And I wake up every morning with a mission mindset, with the notion that my life's work must be based in something meaningful. And as leaders, we should always be mindful, but by staying true to who we are and what that means to our organizations. And there's perhaps no more powerful testament to a leader's legacy than their ability to create a diverse and inclusive culture. Some piece of it is walking the talk, but if we bring our true and authentic selves to work, then our teammates feel empowered to do so as well. Unleashing someone's authenticity, freeing them to be their truest, most productive self is indeed liberating and powerful for them, for you, and for your company. And when you value differences, you often find mutual resonance in the ties that bind and in shared values. I believe that valuing our differences often leads us to treasure our similarities. And I have found collective respect and shared commitment can inspire teams, rebuff negativity, move mountains, and change one corner of the world at a time. And some piece of a diverse and inclusive culture is created by the tone at the top of an organization, because it must remain committed to something deeper, and it's what I like to call a company's true north. Your true north is where your motivations meet your strengths. It's where your values meet your actions, and at its most basic, it's putting your money where your mouth is. And at KeyBank, we do this with high-profile public commitments, like signing the Paradigm for Parity, or taking a stand on LGBTQ equality, or committing $16.5 billion in our groundbreaking national community benefit plans for underserved communities. And we have received recognition for our efforts. 5 consecutive listings on the Diversity Inc. Top 50, and we've gotten for diversity and supplier diversity, and 9 outstanding ratings for the Community Reinvestment Act. No other bank has received 9 straight outstandings from the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. And these actions are high-profile actions. They're just that. They're high-profile and they create recognition. But the work that is most impactful and evident is what we do as leaders every day, in every way, in large ways and small, to improve representation, movement, and engagement of diverse populations. For me, that true north, if you will, is about fair and responsible banking. It's about balancing mission and margin. And it's about a team who created a diverse and inclusive culture that from the boardroom to the bedrock of the company, and from the front line to the back office. And a team who believes that diversity and inclusion aren't just nice things to do, but instead it is a powerful business accelerator that lifts our company, our employees, their families, their neighbors, and most importantly, the communities we so proudly serve. Tonight's honorees all have their true north, and I think there is something powerful about a generation of leaders who believe that you can do the right things the right way, and I'm proud to stand among them. So as I close, I'd like to thank the Committee for Economic Development once again for this recognition for myself and for my colleagues at KeyBank, and I'd like to thank my team and congratulate the winners here tonight as well. I'm honored to share this evening with you, and thank you.